chrisbeatcancer.com. Got a letter here, wanted to answer on YouTube today. Okay, this is from D, and D writes, "Hi Chris, I came across your blog and was very interested in all you had to say. I've been battling many issues for years, doctors' tests, side effects, and imbalances. I'm 82 pounds, dealing with a lot of stressors due to how I look and tend to binge excessively, trying to gain, only causing more issues. I used to be an athlete but had a bone infection surgery that messed up a lot of flora, good bacteria, in my intestines. Now I'm kind of dealing with candida and parasites. Not sure if you know much about either. However, is there a way you can email me a weekly meal plan to lay out to gain health, weight, and energy? I know you were battling cancer, and frankly, I look like a cancer patient with side effects, hair loss, and can never sleep. I'm drained from my past, too. I buy so many different things and try to eat and do them all in a day, from meats, eggs, turkey, chicken, beef, to fish, beans, grains. I was dealing with celiac for a while, but this week brought Ezekiel breads back in, trying to figure out which I think I'm okay with thus far. I do rices, quinoa, buckwheat, hemp seeds, chia flax, raw crackers, cookies, snacks, gluten-free pastas, wraps, breads. The list goes on, but I think my food combining and finding what works is overtaken by how I look and what I'm going through, the daily stress-wise, and from so much mixed media on what our body truly needs. I'm sure you know how every doctor tells you something different, or how to eat this and that from all the food pyramids and fads out there, which frankly I don't know what's even right anymore since it's taken over my life. I guess everyone is different, but any insight on what helped you through your struggle with some meal plan layout ideas that I can start getting consistent with, since every day is a million different things and I'm not sure what's working anymore. I've also been taking weight gainer bars and tons of crappy food, Ben & Jerry's, fruit smoothies, etc., but hoping to find a better balance to overall health now with consistency and minimize my sugar intake from the excessive fruit consumption in the past and the wrong combinations of foods all the time that are making my allergies worse. I'm not on vitamin D probiotics and fish oil. I don't take a multivitamin, but probably need to. I didn't work out for 2 years after being misactive. Overall, things have been emotionally draining, which I'm sure you can relate to when illness overtakes your life and struggle is far from what others can relate to. They say it takes a few months to get your body back in proper balance, which I definitely need. I know I just rambled a lot, but I hope to hear from you soon and hope you're doing much better now, beating cancer. Congrats, Chris." Smiley face. Okay. Hey, D. All right. Long email, but no problem. So it sounds like you have been through a lot, and the first thing that I think about when I'm reading your email is sometimes when you have a lot of bacteria, bad bacteria in candida and bad bacteria in your digestive system, it's very difficult for your body to absorb the nutrients you're taking in, which means even binging and trying to eat and gain weight can be very difficult because your body can still be starving because it's not absorbing what you're eating. I lost a lot of weight when I had cancer, and then I got on a raw foods diet, and of course it's very hard to gain weight when you're on raw foods. And so I was skinny for a long time until my naturopath kind of worked back in clean meats into my diet and added a little bit more carbohydrate type food. Believe it or not, I really don't have a good meal plan that I could give you because I eat almost the same thing every day. And when I was dealing with cancer, I ate almost the same thing every single day. Now, there's a couple little tips I can give you, and there's a book I'm going to recommend in a minute. The first thing is, what is healthy? Well, juicing is healthy, right? Juicing vegetables gives your body a dense amount of nutrients that it needs, and they're in their usable form. And I have a post on chrisbeatcancer.com about juicing with the juice recipe I use. Very simple. So juicing in the morning is a great thing to do. Giant salad is great for lunch. I mean, that's more super healthy foods. Afternoon snack, or this could be your breakfast, would be the smoothie that I drink, which is the coconut frozen berry smoothie. Again, there's a video about it on YouTube. If you look through my channel, I don't have that many videos as of right now anyway. It'll be pretty easy to find. There's a post on Chris Beat Cancer about the smoothie. If you use a can of coconut milk, one full can of coconut milk has about 800 calories. So, I mean, that really is a weight-promoting food if you drank the whole can of coconut milk. or even ate a whole coconut. So, I mean, as far as just getting calories in your body, that'll help a lot. And then the frozen berries and things, of course, have tons of beneficial nutrients that your body needs. So having said all that, and then dinner could be just a nice 6-ounce portion of clean meat, organic lamb, organic free-range chicken, red meat, like steak is okay every once in a while, wild-caught Alaskan salmon. And those are about the only meats I eat. I don't eat pork. I don't eat any shellfish, and I really don't recommend anyone else eat it either. It's just not very healthy meat. Now, the book. This book, and this is the second time I've recommended a book on YouTube, and for some reason, the video camera on my computer shows the book backwards when I hold it up. And I have no idea why or how to fix this. But so here it is. Here's the backwards cover of The Maker's Diet by Jordan Rubin. So you see that? The Maker's Diet. This book is awesome. And this is easily the #1 book. I'm just going to say this is the book I recommend the most for normal people that want to improve their health. Okay, it's not necessarily for a cancer patient, but it's some of the best health information, hands down, on eating a clean diet. And one thing that Jordan Rubin is big on, by the way, he had Crohn's disease, and there's before and after pictures in the book. I mean, it was pretty crazy. Maybe I can show it to you here. But he looked like a concentration camp victim. That's how bad his Crohn's disease was. And it had tried everything, and finally was on his deathbed. I mean, literally. And they figured out what his body needed, and probiotics were a big part of his recovery. And so you may have, again, that's one thing that you've got to combat. If you have candida and if you have a lot of bad bacteria and pathogens in your digestive system, you really need probiotics. There's a really good brand that's actually his company, Garden of Life, that I took copious amounts of, and that is Garden of Life Primal Defense. Primal Defense is a probiotic supplement with HSOs, that's homeostatic soil organisms. So it's almost like a dirt supplement, and it sounds crazy to some people, but it's like eating dirt. But it's, you swallow it or whatever, but healthy dirt. But the one thing is we don't get enough dirt and soil in our diets. I mean, literally. And, homeostatic soil organisms, aka beneficial bacteria, probiotics, those are all really, really good things for our body. Good bacteria, our bodies are full of bacteria, good bacteria. And if the good bacteria is in check, if you have a lot of good bacteria, then the bad bacteria, it will keep the bad bacteria in check, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm still flipping through this book trying to find, okay, maybe you can see this. Yeah, so that was his before picture, right? And then here's his after picture. Right there. Much better, right? So anyway, yes, The Maker's Diet. Get this book. Anybody watching this that just wants hey, I just want to get healthy, The Maker's Diet. It's awesome. And then, of course, I'm a huge fan of Garden of Life supplements. They're not paying me anything to talk about this book or their supplements, but I really, really am a huge fan. I took tons of their supplements. They have a great line of raw vitamins, like raw D3, raw men's and women's multivitamins, raw B complex, raw antioxidants. They sort of have pioneered the raw vitamin industry, which is pretty awesome. They have some proprietary technology that they use, and they use all organic ingredients. I mean, it's just a very, very top-notch company. Also, a very powerful immune boosting formula, one of the best on the market, in my opinion, and I'm not the only one who'll say this. It's called RM10. That's their product. It's a mushroom formula that's an immune boosting formula. So anyway, yeah. So I kept it pretty simple with food. I know there's so much conflicting health information about food. Like, this is good, this is bad. I mean, you can almost go crazy. But if you kind of intuitively go back to clean meats, raw organic fruits and vegetables, juicing, coconut fruit smoothies, those are sort of the fundamentals of eating healthy without just going nuts. And then, of course, you have to control compulsive eating if that's a problem you have. I don't know, but for me, I like sugar, right? I have a sweet tooth, so that's something I'm always tempted to eat, junky sweet food. So that's something I always have to resist. And a big part of resisting junk food is not buying it. So if we don't buy it, it's not in our house. If we only buy healthy food, then when I'm hungry, I don't have any choice but to eat good food. And so, it sounds so elementary, but really that's the best thing you can do is throw out the junk food and replace it with health food. And then you'll eat the health food, okay? And then of course, when you go out, you're at a friend's house or you're out in the world, if you don't plan your meals, you'll find yourself eating junk food as well. So that's the second component is you've got it at home, that's great. Now you have to plan your meals and make sure either eat before you leave the house or take something with you to eat when you're out because you're going to get hungry. We all get hungry, 3 times a day or maybe 4 to 6 times a day, depending on how active you are. So those things are pretty important. And then the other thing is, you mentioned something about getting back into exercising. Yes, do it. Because if you're trying to gain weight and get back to sort of a normal body image, exercise, especially weight training, stimulates muscle growth and stimulates weight gain. And that's one of the things I did to put weight back on. Went to the gym. And for someone like you probably want to stay away from cardio type exercises. You may need to focus on more weight training and heavier weights. Weights that are heavier for you. Heavier weights will stimulate muscle growth, and that's important, especially if you're trying to gain weight. So I wouldn't worry about what you're going to look like. Being that you said you weigh 83 pounds, I doubt you're going to turn into, one of the women on the cover of Female Bodybuilder magazine. I know a lot of women are concerned that they'll get too buff and, end up, just looking like this huge manly woman or whatever. I wouldn't worry about that. I would just focus on just pushing yourself, lifting heavy weight. That'll encourage your appetite, and then eating these really good health-promoting foods. Okay, let me quickly review your email to see if there's anything else that I did. And oh yeah, you mentioned about celiac. Celiac disease, about 3 out of every 10 people have some kind of wheat, gluten, or allergy or celiac disease, and they don't know it. And gluten can be a big enemy of your body. It can actually prevent your body it can encourage bad bacteria growth in your intestine. It can prevent your body from absorbing nutrients. It's got some nutrient blockers in it. So yeah, for anybody wanting to know about that, if you have chronic health problems, it might be a gluten sensitivity. In other words, you can eat it and you don't, your throat doesn't close up and you don't get headaches or anything like that, but it could be wreaking havoc internally in other ways that maybe you haven't put 2 and 2 together. You know what I mean? So anybody watching this, you might, if you have health problems and you haven't been able to figure them out, you might want to completely eliminate all grains from your diet for 30 days and see what happens. A lot of people do it and find that they feel awesome. So I eat very little grains. It's just a very small part of my diet. In fact, I think we as Americans eat way too much grains, and that's one of the causes of our so many health problems is we eat too much bread. I mean, just bottom line, every meal we eat is bread. Bread has a very little nutritional value. It fills you up, but it's very empty type calories. It tastes good, makes you feel good when you're full, but you're really not getting much nutrients from bread. So anyway, a little rabbit trail, but anyway, something to think about for anybody out there that might be sick or trying to get over something. Okay, I'm getting close to the 15-minute mark, which means I've got to cut this video short or YouTube won't let me upload it without doing big edits. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube and like the video. Please share it if you think it'll be helpful to anyone you know. And Dee, feel free to send me a message if you have any more questions. Thanks. Bye.